If you like to make your NFL games a little bit more interesting, you've come to the right place. It's the Even Money Podcast with Ross Tucker and Steve Fezzik.
Yeah, Vegas, baby, Vegas. It is the Even Money Podcast. We are, of course, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm Ross Tucker, former NFL offensive lineman, 5 teams, 7 years. Most of you know this, thank goodness, because it helped me get all these podcasts. The Ross Tucker Football Podcast, which is daily, 25 minutes or less. Fantasy Feast Podcast, for those of you who like to prop bet or like fantasy football. College Draft, Emory had another winning week on the College Draft Podcast, 3-2 on the week. And of course, this glorious Even Money Betting Podcast. The podcast where the hosts actually win. They actually win their bets. We win our bets. We win money for you. Steve, we had a phenomenal week again. Steve, of course, one of the rare, true professional sports bettors. He makes his living by betting. Yes, he supplements it with content like this, but he's been making a living betting professionally. What, 30 years now, Steve? 94?
Yeah, I started out all-around advantage player. I could make a living playing poker. I guess I could make a living playing blackjack if they let me play. But getting the best of it since 1991.
All right, so 33 years, documented winner. Speaking of winners, anybody that follows us, I'm at Ross Tucker NFL. He's at Fezzik Sports, or maybe even better, at Ross Tucker Pod on any social media platform. You're a winner. If you want to see our winning bets every week in black and white, well, you just need to become a patron. Patreon.com/RTmedia. Our Australian sensation grades handles all of the grading, the spreadsheet. It is a beautiful thing to look at. I'm looking at it every week when I give you guys our results from the week before. He's got the best bets. He's got the leans. He's got the result year to date. I mean, it's really, really impressive. The strike rate, anything you could ever want, he has. And a lot of you have signed up to get it, like Alex Knapp, my guy Trey Twyman, Jeremy Deisher, David Santoro. We keep racking them up. Patreon.com/RTmedia. That way you're not trying to write down all the bets we make on the show. You can see it in black and white on our private Slack channel. It's way easier, $10 a month, and you can just cancel in 2 months or whatever when the season's over. At any rate, we got to dive into it, Steve. And I'll just start with this, okay? I was up 15 units for the week. You were up 14 units for the week. For the season, I am now up 33 units. You are up 22.5 units. That's a 13% ROI for me, 11% ROI for you. And our strike rate for both of us is right at 58%. Everybody always talks about, oh, you guys don't talk about the VIG. We know there's new bettors coming all the time. That's why we do it with units, easier for people to understand. But yes, that's the ROI. That's the strike rate. And Steve, it started with the Wong teasers again. That was our DraftKings crowning moment. Crowning moments presented by DraftKings. Submit your winning bets for a chance to be featured. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Steve, I nailed every one of my Wong teasers again this week. All of the ones that you went in on me with me as best bets. Steelers plus 8.5, Chargers minus 1.5, Eagles minus 1.5, Dolphins plus 8.5. All of the different variations came through. 12 units just on the Wong teasers. Steve, over time, they work.
There's a reason why more and more books are charging minus 130 instead of minus 120 on these. And frankly, they've been a staple for us. And people complain. They say, why so many, teasers? I can tell you, pro bettors don't lay -8. They, unlike on the Chargers, they tease them down to -2. They don't bet +2. They tease up to +8. It's just the way that we bet. because the math holds up. Warning, danger, math. Go read Stanford Wong, Sharp Sports Betting. He has an entire chapter that explains the Wong teasers.
Absolutely love it. I even have buddies texting me. He's like, the Wong teasers are all coming through now. They weren't all coming through earlier in the year. Look, they're not always going to all come through, but man, they have been good to us recently. So we went over all the Wong teasers. We'll just go through the games quickly so we get to this week. Bengals, Ravens, we both leaned to the Bengals getting 6. That was a great lean. They only lost by 1. Remember, if you want to bet more than we bet our leans. Our leans are usually good. I was 3-1 on my leans this past week. Steve was 2-1. We try to give leans when we have them. So that was a good lean. How about Panthers, Giants? I like the Panthers getting the 5 points. I lean that way. They won the game outright. So you could have started your week with the first 2 games both being winners if you just tailed my leans. Steelers, Commanders, we both teased the Steelers up to plus 8.5. They won outright, which reminds me, Steve, this happens a lot where our teasers, even the underdog teasers, they win outright. We should get something extra for that. Like if you're taking a team from 2.5 up to 8.5, like the Steelers or the Dolphins, and they win outright, you should get like a bonus.
Well, you can, if you like the game, you certainly can sprinkle a little on the money line or, just the plus 2.5 as an additional bet. Yes.
So that was a teaser leg number 1 that came through for us. Bills, Colts. I leaned to the Colts getting the 4. You leaned to the Bills laying the 4. You were right. I was wrong. You also leaned to the over, Steve, and that hit.
Never
so your
doubt.
Bills lean, your over lean. That's 2 more leans that were good. I took the Colts getting the 4. They lost 30-20.
Flacco threw a touchdown with 2 seconds to play, so that over was a little lucky. Yes.
No, that happens though. That happens when one team's up 30-13. They almost, I don't want to say they let the other team score, but they yield yardage more frequently.
It was a pretty long touchdown pass. It was like 18 yards though on the final play of the game, basically.
How about Saints Falcons? We both like the Saints getting 3.5 with the new coach boost. They won it outright. 2 big units for both me and you. My only loss of the week, Steve. Jags, Vikings. I put 1 unit on the Jags getting 4 points. Sam Darnold threw 3 interceptions in the end zone. The Jags had to lead the whole game. They only scored 7 points. I lost by 1 point.
You should have lost by 14. No complaining that one. You got smashed.
You had the over as a lean. That was a bad lean. That wasn't even, but the weather was a factor for sure.
Yeah,
and the quarterback's throwing interceptions left and right.
Jacksonville had no offense. We both had the wrong side.
Patriots, Bears. You leaned Bears laying the 6.5. Yikes. They lost by 16. They're a bad team right now. Broncos, Chiefs. I put 2 units on the Broncos getting 9. You put 1 unit on it. The Broncos, their left tight end. I used to play that position, Steve. He blew it on the game-winning field goal. Broncos lost, but we won. Another
Wait,
best
you played
bet.
Tight end?
What's that?
How many passes did you catch in your career?
No, just on field goal and extra point.
No,
It's a
did they
special
ever
teams
practice
thing.
a fake with you? Ever?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And I
Yeah.
caught practice. I caught in practice, but never in a game did I catch one. They put linemen at tight end for field goal extra point, so you have a bigger guy who doesn't get run over, and yet that's exactly what happened to that kid Forsyth. Bad. It was bad. Bucks Niners. So I had the Bucks getting 6 as a lean, and that came through. Then we have Chargers Titans. Not only did we both have the Chargers as a teaser leg down to -1.5, you put 2 units, Steve, on the over, and that came through for you on the over. So nice job. 2 units on the over 38, 27-17. You cleared it pretty easily. Eagles, Cowboys. Boy, that was an easy teaser leg. We teased the Eagles to -1.5. They destroyed the hapless Cowboys. Jets, Cardinals, we had nothing. Oh, no, I take that back. You went and had a 6.5 point teaser, Steve. Minus 130. Chiefs, Jets. The good news is they both lost. You had the Chiefs to minus 2.5 and the Jets to plus 7.5. They both lost at minus 130. The Jets are donezo, Steve, as you would say.
100%. No playoffs. Aaron Rodgers should retire and he should go back to cheating in Pro-Am, saying he has a 12 handicap.
Lions, Texans. We both had a best bet on the Lions laying the 3. We kind of got fortunate there to push. You had 2 units. I had 1 unit. We pushed with the Lions overcoming 5 Goff interceptions. And then last night, Dolphins, Rams. We both liked the Dolphins as a teaser up to 8.5. They won it outright. You, Steve, put 1 unit on the over. Did not get there, did not get close as teams could not score touchdowns. The Rams didn't have 1, settled for 5 field goals. Again, for the week, you were up, I was up 15 units, you were up 14 units. We were 8-0-1 on our best bets. For the year, I'm up 33, you're up 22.5. Our best bets are now 43, 29, and 3, a 55% strike rate. We are rolling. You guys are listening or watching youtube.com/Ross Tucker NFL. My buddy Chuck had no idea he could watch. He's so excited now. You are watching Winners, a show where we win you guys money. Let's see if we can get it done this week, Steve. Steve, speaking of winning, I am 2 weeks away from getting not 1, but 2 new doors from my guys over at westshorehome.com/Ross. I've already done 2 bathrooms. I've already done the front door, which looks amazing. Now I have to get the side garage door and my detached garage, which is where my studio is. I got to get those doors done to match the front door, which looks beautiful. Here's their deal. Free installation plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Also for showers only, they're guaranteeing install by Christmas or it's free. So why don't you cross every box right now and get the best Christmas gift ever? But you got to order it now at westshorehome.com/Ross. This guy's a listener to the Even Money podcast episode, and he's got a badass business. westshorehome.com/Ross, westshorehome.com/Ross. Plus, you'll be so happy you can drink Labatt Blue Lights on Christmas after your wife is thrilled with the new shower. Drink those Labatt Blue Lights with your wife and your family, living life to the power of we. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. Thursday night, I will be in the booth for this one on the radio side. Commanders, Eagles. I'll be with Iron Eagle, Westwood One Radio, National. The total's 49. Commanders are getting 3.5 right now.
All right, first time ever. I have a 2-team same game parlay on this game. I love the Eagles. I make the Eagles like a 6-point favorite. So I'm going to parlay the Eagles on the money line minus 175 to a player prop. Take some notes, Ross. You can use this for your broadcast. Scary Terry McLaurin. We're going to go over 4.5 receptions. Not only has he gone over that number 6 of 10 games this year, but in the games last year against the Eagles, Scary Terry got targeted 10 and 12 times. So if the Eagles are ahead, Washington should throw more. McLaurin went over both games against the Eagles last year. I believe he's gone over against this number all but one game in his career against the Eagles. So McLaurin over 4.5 catches to the Eagles minus 175. Risk 1 unit to win 2 units approximately. You'll get paid more than that.
Got it. Interesting. You've never done that before.
Never.
That your logic makes sense. The Eagles corners are pretty good, I'll tell you, especially the young kid, Quinyon Mitchell. I'm going to go the other way. I think it's a close game. I think it's probably a field goal game either way, just based on how these teams have been playing. You know me, if I'm getting 3.5 points, I'm taking it. Washington plus 3.5 2 units. I think the Eagles win the game, but probably by a field goal. And so I will take Washington plus 3.5, 2 units. We move to Sunday. Vikings are laying 6 on the road. Totals 39.5 against the Titans, Steve.
So I'll lean to, well, I thought I'd lean to Tennessee. I actually make the game 7. You know, the Vikings, Darnold played terrible, but they killed Jacksonville. And because of that, I don't want to step in front of the Vikings train. I guess I have to lean Minnesota based upon my power ratings. It's just a lean.
So I will lean to the Vikings laying the 6. I think they win by a touchdown or more. I don't know what the deal is with the Titans. Packers are laying 6.5 on the road in Chicago. Totals 41.5. The Bears are making changes, but they're not telling us, Steve, what those changes are.
So the Bears haven't scored since, I believe, a touchdown since Halloween. And Halloween, I think we're going back further than that. Since the leaves were being burned in around October 15th, so they have no offense. And Green Bay, remember, loves horrible pick six he threw at the end of the first half before their bye week. I think Green Bay will be more conservative. If they don't turn the ball over, they're going to win this game and probably cover. I'm going under 41.5, 2 units.
Ooh, that is a good bet right now. That's a really good bet because the Bears defense is good. I'm a little surprised the total's 41.5. I'm going in on that with you, Steve. Green Bay, Chicago, under 41.5, 2 units. Let's make it a best bet. Okay, Ravens, Steelers. The Ravens are laying 3.5. 10 minutes ago, Steve, when I first looked at this, the Ravens were laying 3. So money is coming in on Baltimore on the road, laying 3.5, total 48.5.
Yeah, I don't care. Well, I actually care because this makes it a best bet. All these teams do is play games decided by 3 points. Historically, Pittsburgh's much better at home. Tomlin's really good as a dog. Give me the plus 3.5, 2 units.
Could not agree more. I already had this down as a 2-unit bet when it was just plus 3. Every game these teams have ever played comes down to a field goal or less.
Every one.
You're giving me the Steelers and 3.5 at home? Yes, Steelers plus 3.5, 2 units. I don't like it. I love it. Best bet. All right, what about the Jaguars? Some money has come in on them because they were getting 13.5 10 minutes ago. Now they're getting 13 on the road against the Lions. Totals 48.
I don't know who's betting plus 13.5 instead of waiting for 14, especially with all these favorites winning and covering. Not with my money. I lean Detroit to kill a hapless Jaguar team.
I don't have I think I would lean Jacksonville, but I don't know. They burned me last week. I don't have much of a lean there. Colts are getting 3.5 on the road against the Jets. Totals 44. The Colts still have something to play for. The Jets are donezo, and yet the Colts are getting 3.5. 2 units, Colts. I will eat that up all day. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think the Jets, they had the ultimate dream crusher. They know it's not happening this year. I'm with you. Give me the Colts plus the 3.5. 2 units.
It's another best bet. We are rolling with best bets. What about the Rams? They're laying 4.5 on the road against the Patriots. Totals 43.
You know, I think the Patriots they've found themselves. I had them rated the second worst team in the NFL, but they're absolutely, they crushed Chicago. Again, value with the dog. Give me 2 units on the Patriots.
Man, I love it. It's also a little bit scary. We're seeing things the exact same way. Absolutely love the Patriots plus 4.5. That's another best bet. We've got 3 out of our last 4 games are ATS underdog best bets for people that want to say all we ever do is teasers. All we ever do is try to make money for you. How about the Browns? They're just getting a point in New Orleans against the Saints. Totals 44.5.
The Jameis Winston revenge game, or is it the New Orleans Saints revenge game against Jameis Winston? I don't know. Too much variance. I don't want to tease this game also because it wouldn't surprise me if either team won by 14. I pass.
It is a pass for me. I don't even really have a lean when the spread is that tight. Could go either way, especially with the Browns coming off the bye and sticking with Jameis. What about the game I'll be in the television booth for, Steve? It's the Raiders at the Dolphins. The Dolphins are getting 7.5. Short week for them coming back from the West Coast. Total is 44.5. Raiders coming off of a bye.
Yeah, great spot. It's a 14-6 game. The Raiders have had 14 days to prepare. Their season's going nowhere. Miami with a very satisfying Monday Night Football win. Then they have to fly all the way across the country. A rare case where the team flying across the country, Las Vegas, is much more rested than Miami. Give me the 7.5. It's a best bet. 2 units.
Ooh. I just can't go there. I'm going the other way in terms of using the Dolphins as a teaser leg. The Dolphins, I understand everything you're saying, Steve. And I do think, and listen, I'm broadcasting him. I hope it's that close of a game. I really do. I think that there's a chance that you could middle it there. But, man, the Raiders have been a rough watch. I don't know what changes they made, if that'll work with Scott Turner. I'm just going to take the Dolphins minus 1.5. One of my 3 teaser legs this week. What about the Niners? They are giving 6.5 against the Seahawks. Totals 50.5.
I wanted to play the Niners, but because Seattle's off of a bye, I'm just going to lean Niners. The Niners keep winning and not covering despite outplaying their opponents significantly. At some point, they're going to make their field goals and win these games by 10. I lean Niners.
Thought real hard about teasing the Niners down to -0.5, pairing it with the Texans -1 against the Cowboys, but I don't like to do it unless I'm going through the 7 and the 3, like my boy Stanford Wong taught me. All right, so I would just lean Niners laying the 6.5. Falcons, Broncos. How about the Broncos laying 2 points? They're favored against the Falcons. Totals 44. Love the Falcons as a teaser leg up to +8. That's teaser leg number 2 for me, Steve.
Yeah, put the Falcons in as a teaser for me as well. I'm also going to play this game over the 44. The Falcons should have gotten a lot more points. They're normally reliable kicker blowing 3 field goals. Knicks should be better at home. I'll take the over 44.
Chiefs, Bills. Chiefs are getting 2.5. The Chiefs are underdogs. They haven't lost in forever. Totals 45.5. Love the Chiefs up to +8.5 as my third and final teaser leg. As always, I will round robin the 3 teaser legs. Atlanta +8, Miami -1.5, Kansas City +8.5.
Yep, Kansas City is one of my teaser legs. All my teasers are 2 units also. I am also playing the total. You know, Kansas City is quietly becoming an under team. That defense is really good. That offense really struggling and doing just enough to win. So I'm going to play under the 45.5, 2 units.
Ooh, that's an interesting bet. Can't do it. Mahomes and Josh Allen. Sorry. What about the Bengals and the Chargers? Bengals are getting a point. Sunday Night Football, total is 46.5.
So I'm going to stick with the Chargers to go over theme. We won last week, and I got caught a lot of flack from people telling me I was smoking weed with that play, and the Chargers don't go over. I'll predict a long streak of overs now that the Chargers are playing teams that actually have quarterbacks like Joe Burrow. Over 46.5, 2 units.
Wow, another over for Steve. Not doing it. Chargers defense pretty good. I don't know. That's a close one. That feels like 24-20 to me. Maybe there'll be more points than that. I'm not doing it. Texans, Cowboys, Monday night. Texans laying the 7. Totals 42, Steve.
Yep, I'm going to tease Houston down to -1. I know I'm not supposed to tease road favorites. I'm not supposed to tease 7-point favorites, but I can't see Dallas winning the game. This is just, I want to have some more teaser action, and I think this spread is likely to inflate. So go ahead and give me Houston as another one of my teasers, paired with Atlanta and Kansas City.
Okay, I'm adding it. I know it's not through the 7, but this was 6.5 earlier in the morning, so it'll probably be 7.5 soon. So I am getting Houston -1. I now have 4 teaser legs. 3 of them are the same as yours. I also have Miami, so we have a bunch of teaser leg best bets as well. Absolutely love it, Steve. All right, it is your last chance to take advantage of this awesome contest via my friends over at Smirnoff, the world's #1 vodka and an official vodka partner of the NFL. They are giving fans in select areas of the country a chance to win the ultimate game day experience, from tickets to sideline passes and so much more. Just head to WeDoGameDays.com until November 15th. That's this week to enter your chance to win. Please drink responsibly. Smirnoff number 21 vodka, distilled from grain, 40% alcohol by volume. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York. Please do not share with anyone under legal drinking age. No purchase necessary. 21 plus. Ends 11/15/24. See rules at website for participating area and other important details. Sponsored by Diageo Americas Incorporated, New York, New York. Again, go to WeDoGameDays.com. Smirnoff, We Do Game Days. In terms of questions, let's see if we have any. Oh, I forgot to write down any questions from any of our listeners. I will say this. We didn't do it this week because there was not any major differentials, but I'm going to get the 2 biggest injury differentials, Steve, every week from the Sports Injury Central guys. I've been getting them and using them. I haven't been telling you guys here on the show. So it's called 6 Score, sportsinjurycentral.com, Dr. Chow at Pro Football Doc, Billy Walters uses them, Steve uses them. They're going to email me the 2 biggest injury differentials every week, Steve, and I'll let people know on the show.
Yeah, outstanding. And frankly, this has been a year that there hasn't been that many differentials yet, but there will be in the second half of the year, so it's the time to jump on.
Yeah, Minnesota, 8-point differential over Tennessee. Cleveland, 6-point differential over New Orleans. Those are not significant, but still the 2 biggest this week. Good luck, everybody. Hope you guys win some money like we do.
Thanks for tuning in to Even Money. Make sure to also check out the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, Fantasy Feast, and College Draft, all on the DraftKings Network, YouTube, or subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform.